The following program is sponsored by Capitec. Simplify banking, live better.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Insider Essay, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to changing realities and celebrate sustainable living. Meet an award-winning designer creating wearable art with a conscience by recycling. Hear the personal story of an entrepreneur's quest to make healthy eating easy and accessible. Two sisters show us how they've returned to nature to educate about and encourage sustainable living. Visit a family home built by a permaculture expert to give back to the environment. Discover the conscious choices available in jewelry design with lab-made diamonds. And find out about an innovative initiative to build a foundation for more sustainable career options. Zandile Ndhlovu is a freediving instructor and conservationist. Her passion in life is enjoying and sharing the wonders of the ocean and inspiring others to love and protect our natural environment. She is fondly known to her followers as the Black Mermaid.
How I end up being a Joburg mermaid is in 2016, going through the most towards the end of my marriage, I go to Bali and I end up going on the snorkel trip that absolutely changes my life. And I just remember duck diving in. The first time me seeing beneath the surface of the water and everything changed. I felt home in a way that I had never ever felt home before. And I just knew that this had to be my life. I had to find a way to make it my life. So what was I doing before all of this? I was in corporate, but also I used to play hockey. I was mountain biking for years. And then the ocean called and there I was on my way to her. But the larger part is Joburg living as we know Joburg living to be. Moving to Cape Town has been the most amazing thing. The ocean can be free and you can access it at any time. I live in the water. I love the crispness of the water, but also the magic of this kelp forest brings me back every single morning without fail, and I'm in love.
Through the work of her foundation, Zandile is opening up conversations about the importance of sustaining our oceans. Freediving makes her feel fully present as she observes the wonders of the world beneath the waves.
Being underwater for me is the most spiritual thing. I often speak about how when I go into the water, I ask for permission. And when I leave, I give gratitudes because I realize that I come from a long family of strong beliefs around water. You know, water is a spiritual place, and to be able to partake in her is such a massive privilege. So that was an amazing dive. I managed to get some sea lettuce for lunch today, along with some kelp. And the best part of the dive, mermaid coins. These come off some of the mollusks in the ocean, and if you're lucky, you get gifted a mermaid coin. Very, very special find. Becoming South Africa's first Black freediving instructor was the most amazing thing. Finding out was like, really? But for me, I realized that it was not an individual achievement. I believe that it is a country's achievement. It talks about a country's ability to dream despite where she comes from. And I think that's a very powerful thing as we write our own narrative going into the future as South Africa.
With the spoils of her foraging, we head back to the trendy coastal town of Muizenberg along the False Bay coastline.
Foraging is such an important part of, I think, each and every person. Like, we should know how to get our own food from the source. And I think the most important thing is knowing to do it sustainably and in a responsible way. So like when you look at here in Cape Town, I went on a course to learn about foraging, to learn which kelp you can pick and which you can't, and what animals that you find in the ocean that are actually you're able to forage, like mussels, etc. In order to be able to forage, you do require a permit, and that's important because that's how we know that we're doing it sustainably, and things need to be measured. We know this in order for us to be able to preserve our pristine ocean environments. Every single time I'm in the water, I always come back and I'm just like famished. So we're gonna make lunch. I'm so excited to share about the salad that we're gonna make today. It is obviously a kelp-inspired salad. So what we do have here is we got some kelp, but we also got some sea lettuce that we're also just gonna give a little bit of a boil just so that it becomes a little bit tender so it's easier to digest. And we're gonna be serving that with broccoli and spinach and chickpeas, avo, mushrooms, jalapenos, and this delicious pear, and served with a bit of mustard. It's an absolute favorite for me. I love chickpeas, I love avos, I love kelp, I love everything that's here, so it's gonna be delicious.
Zandile's high-spirited happiness is contagious as she encourages us all to care more deeply about preserving our oceans and ocean life.
We have our beautiful bowl of delicious, nutritious earth goodness. And what's also interesting and I wanted to share is when I'm done cooking my kelp, I often keep the water afterwards and I use it as kelp tea. So I will have it for the days that follow afterwards and nothing goes to waste.
Apart from diving, Zandile has also discovered surfing and has a beautiful philosophy about this sport being a way to connect and feel at one with the sea.
Surfing was one of my first experiences with the ocean. And I just remember thinking, riding water has to be a superpower. And so I went for this like 2-hour surf lesson and I stood and I knew that I had superpowers. I can ride water, it's a whole thing. But I absolutely love it. It's such a beautiful place to be, especially when you share it with friends. If you love what you've seen today, go check out my podcast. It's called the Ocean Tribe Hangout. We do passion, inspiration, and representation, all facing the ocean arena. And like I always say, we are land-based ocean humans. You gotta tuck in. With that said, we're gonna go surfing. It's been lovely hanging out.
Get more of the Insider SA online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider SA. Watch the show Monday evenings at 5:30. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.